Hi, this is Dr. Greg Raymond. I am the Executive Director of Startup Waco, and I'm here today to bring you the next session of Personal Pivots. Today, I'm going to talk about a pivot in my life that centered around going back to grad school. The point that I'm going to really tell you about today is how I took a 7-year expected length program and got it done in less than 3.5. I hope you will be able to apply some of the things I learned to accelerate yourself in some of the toughest things you face right now. Well, why did I go back to grad school after working for 2 years, having a family started up in Midland, Michigan, working for Dow Chemical? Pretty simple. I ended up being on a team with the leading scientists at Dow and watched him just completely unravel one of the most complicated problems I'd ever been associated with working on. I was just a junior grunt engineer on his team, but I was inspired, and I decided if I was going to stay on the life of meaning that I had chosen chemical engineering for in the first place, to work on some of these really tough problems that life presents us that need chemical engineering, I needed to have a PhD, and I needed to have the kind of skills that I saw Dr. Quarter use in that problem. But it didn't take me long when I arrived at the University of Illinois to encounter a tough problem. The professor I wanted to work for had a track record of graduating students in about 6.5 or 7 years. I only had 4 years leave of absence from Dow. And there was another professor doing work in an area that I knew really well and would have liked a lot. That was in chemistry, pretty much straightforward chemistry. And Dr. Hanratty's program in fluid mechanics kind of represented an area that I felt I hadn't learned well as an undergrad. But I really wanted to go there because it represented something hard enough and challenging enough for me that I knew it would really pay off if I could actually accomplish learning this material that had been hard for me before. That's the first principle that I want to point out to you, is hard challenges don't make it a bad choice. Hard challenges can mean it gives you the tenacity and the determination to lean in and really learn everything that's possible for you to learn. The second thing that really made a big difference, apart from the obvious how smart I am and how lucky I was, I'm just kidding. The second thing that really enabled me to accelerate this program was I'd already had a job. I already knew what it was to show up for work by 8 o'clock and work hard all day, pay attention to all the details, don't let things slide. You would be surprised how much that kind of a mentality can change your speed of accomplishment. Today's world of Google work atmospheres is a lot like grad school was when I was there. It was about drinking coffee, talking to all your friends, eventually getting into the lab somewhere in the middle of the afternoon, getting some work done. And it's fun to be in an environment like that, but it isn't always the most productive. Find a way to bring all of your attention to the problem that matters to you. The third thing that probably paid off hugely for me was that in doing my job, I had run projects, I had worked with vendors, I had installed equipment, started it up. Building a new flow loop in Roger Adams' lab was easy for me compared to how hard it would have been for another grad student who hadn't done those things before. You've got skills, you've got experiences that you can bring to bear today into what you're doing that go beyond what you've thought about. I can almost guarantee it. So I hope that you can take these things that led me to graduate 3 years and 3 months later with a PhD from the University of Illinois, instead of 6.5 or 7 years, and apply them to the problem that's kind of slowing you down right now. Have fun accelerating. I'll see you next time.